history unfolded at Butlins in Skegness in 1962, where the band in residence, Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, featured a promising young drummer called Ringo Starr.
Towards the end of the season, I was having a coffee with Ringo, and over the camp PA system there came this call, Ringo Starr to the reception, phone call. He said, yeah, oh, hello lads, and I knew he was talking to the Beatles for some reason. It just clicked, you know. And then he went, oh, do I have to? And he did that, because he had a beard. They would tell him to shave his beard off, and he didn't want to. Yeah, okay, yeah, and he put the phone down, and he's turned around to me and said, I'm going to join the Beatles, you know. And I remember the exact words I said. I said, you've cracked it, mate. You know, because we just knew they were going to be absolutely huge, you know.
What would you think if I sang out
the same day, he went straight back to his chalet, shaved the beard off, and then he went straight to the hairdressers on the camp, and had his hair cut in that Beatle cut already. So to turn up, and here I am.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help.
Just 3 years later, another top British group would owe their existence to Butlins. 17-year-old Rick Parfitt was playing the Gaiety Theatre with his band, The Highlights.
We got offered the season at Butlins, and for us, I mean, that was a big break then, because everybody wanted to work at Butlins.
While Francis Rossi was lead guitarist with the Spectres in the Rock Ballroom.
So we'd have 2 shows a day. I think then you'd just have time to get home to the digs, have a wash, change, get back and do the evening section.
It worked out that every night when my little stint was over in the theatre, I'd race up to the Rock Ballroom and rock out with everybody, you know, because they were a really good band, and we just became great pals.
Yeah, he was a flash git, and he walked in there giving us the look. The guys, we all give each other the look, and he came over and introduced himself, and we became kind of friends.
If I hadn't have gone to Butlins and the band hadn't have gone to Butlins, we wouldn't have had this fusion. So it was a magical time in 1965 in every respect.
Coming up, hard times in the 1980s and how Butlins bounced back. By the 1980s, Butlins had attracted millions of holidaymakers for over 4 decades. But in that time, Britain had changed. We'd got used to cheap package holidays and had come to enjoy foreign travel. While the novelty of Butlins' ageing attractions was starting to wear thin.
The company needed a lot of reinvestment, but we had too many resorts. So I think the time was coming to close some of our resorts.
Through the 1980s, Butlins camps in Mosney, Filey, Clacton and Barry Island were closed down or sold off. Filey, often thought of as Billy Butlins' flagship site, closed in 1983, 3 years after his death at the age of 80. Rocky Mason had started out as a redcoat back in 1957 and had worked his way up to a senior management position at Filey.
I'd been working for Butlins for almost 30 years, and so it was heartbreaking. All my redcoats and all my members of the staff, every single one of them was loyal to Butlins and really enjoyed their job, and they were just as heartbroken, perhaps, as we were.
Paul Ray from Hull used to come on holiday to Filey as a child. 5 years after the camp shut, he returned to make a video record of the now deserted site.
I came back most weekends in the summer months, and it was just very strange to have the whole camp, what was once full of bustling people, and there was just me walking around. I could hear voices and laughter, children's laughter in the distance. It was very ghostly. When I used to come up, it was full of thousands of people.